Good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we got some very interesting news, as it seems like undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, who currently is the WBO welterweight world champion and widely considered by many to be the #1 pound for pound best fighter in the world, in Terence Bud Crawford, superstar boxer. There's a lot of intrigue as to what's going to be Terence Crawford's next move, as he's signed to legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter, and signed to the network of ESPN with Bob Arum. With that said, because Terence Crawford has not been able to secure a massive, huge legacy fight, and we know Bob Arum just doesn't have much belief in Terence Crawford, that Terence Crawford can be a big draw. Bob Arum just doesn't think that Terence Crawford can sell. Terence Crawford has done 2 pay-per-views. He fought Victor Postol on pay-per-view. Terence Crawford is 37 wins, no losses, no draws, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He's 33 years of age, stands at 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach, okay? Terence Crawford, has the Victor Postol fight on pay-per-view, and then he fought Amir Khan on pay-per-view, in which Bob Arum himself, is not shy in letting the boxing world and the fans and the media know that it just wasn't successful. Okay, Bob Arum says it did 50 to 60,000 pay-per-view buys with Victor Postol, and then the Amir Khan fight did anywhere between 130 to 150,000 pay-per-view buys. So I always go to the highest, and I'll say that it did 60,000 pay-per-view buys and it did 150,000 pay-per-view buys. So that's a combined total of 210,000 pay-per-view buys with both. Bob Arum says that Terence Crawford simply just doesn't promote himself. Okay, he stated that Terence Crawford just doesn't promote himself. He stated that Terence Crawford is simply just not a big draw. He stated that Terence Crawford, is unwilling to promote himself, and he's difficult, to negotiate with. Okay, to do business with, essentially, is what Bob Arum stated. And then Bob Arum, he stated he could build a mansion in Beverly Hills from scratch with all the money he lost on Terence Crawford. So it's safe to say that Bob Arum just simply doesn't believe that Terence Crawford is a major draw. Bob Arum has let it be known that Terence Crawford's #1 objective is to secure a high-profile, legacy-defining fight with 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny "Pac-Man" Pacquiao. For the better part of 6 years, Terence Crawford had been trying to secure a fight with Manny Pacquiao and has been unable to secure it. And Bob Arum is not shy in letting the boxing world know, and the media know, and even Terence Crawford, because he has to know that Terence Crawford is going to be privy to this information that he's putting out there. He's not shy letting him know that he prevented the fight from happening. He's not willing to make the fight happen. He did an interview in which, when he was asked about making a fight with Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, he said, "I stopped the fight. I prevented the fight. 2 reasons. 1, Manny Pacquiao is a good friend of mine, and I know how the fight is going to end, and I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao get hurt. And 2, Terence Crawford is just not a big draw, and Manny Pacquiao is not worth the guaranteed purse that he's looking for." At the time, Manny Pacquiao was asking from anywhere $20 to $25 million to fight Terence Crawford. Bob Arum, he admitted that Manny Pacquiao, when he left Top Rank, most of the big name fighters that Bob Arum has leaves Top Rank. Mikey Garcia, 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, made the most money he's made in his career when he left Top Rank. Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, they all became massive mega stars. Now, Oscar De La Hoya was promoted by Top Rank big, okay, so he was promoted, very well. He was a superstar, but he just wanted to branch out on his own and made the most money when he left Top Rank. It wasn't that Bob Arum and Top Rank wasn't promoting him, or dare I say, he was promoting himself, and his brand was already big, seeing as though he was an Olympic gold medalist. The most notable one everybody knows about is obviously Floyd Mayweather. Okay, $750,000. He bought his way out of Top Rank after Bob Arum told Floyd Mayweather, "You'll never be the star that Oscar De La Hoya is," and he was right, because he's a bigger star than Oscar De La Hoya. He bought his way out for $750,000 and then became a billionaire. So he was 1,000% right. He's not the star Oscar De La Hoya is. He's a bigger star. So we know this to be the case. Floyd Mayweather, he even indicated that he gave Terence Crawford the blueprint, and he should be a much bigger star than what he is, and that he don't understand essentially how Terence Crawford keeps re-signing with Top Rank. With that said, Bob Arum, Manny Pacquiao left, and Bob Arum is on record confirming that he knows Manny Pacquiao when he fought 4-division world champion superstar boxer Adrian the Problem Broner, that Adrian Broner and Manny Pacquiao made big money, and Manny Pacquiao got his guaranteed purse that he was looking for, $20 million. And Bob Arum also confirmed that he knows that when Manny Pacquiao fought then undefeated unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, he stated that he got the $20 to $25 million he was looking for that fight. So Bob Arum made it abundantly clear that it wasn't Manny Pacquiao's hesitation to fight Terence Crawford. It had everything to do with the money that they were unwilling to dish out for the Manny Pacquiao Terence Crawford fight. And because he confirmed that Terence Crawford wasn't a big commodity in their eyes, he wasn't worth the return on the investment, the non-return on the investment, and he let it be known that Manny Pacquiao got the money he was looking for. So essentially, he let us know that Manny Pacquiao was never avoiding Terence Crawford. It was just simply they didn't think it was worth shelling out the money. Okay, and we know that most recently, Manny Pacquiao is going to fight Errol Spence, in which most people think is a shocking turn of events. But it seems like Manny Pacquiao was looking to fight Terence Crawford as well. He feels like he can beat Terence Crawford. He's confident in his abilities, which most people doubted it. And we know Bob Arum said that he looked for an investment group outside of the U.S. Abu Dhabi investment group came in and they offered $50 million, which would have saw Manny Pacquiao make 40, Terence Crawford make 10, and Bob Arum said the investment group in Abu Dhabi, they pulled out, and due to the fact that they pulled out, ESPN, Top Rank, and Bob Arum was unwilling to put up the necessary purses, so they pulled out. And Bob Arum admitted, once again, I could have made the fight with Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, but we didn't see that we could get a return on our investment. So he clearly blocked the fight. And he continues to let it be known. So with that said, in a sense, it exposes and lets us know that Manny Pacquiao was never avoiding Terence Crawford, as many people thought and believed. And now he's owed one more fight, according to reports. Terence Crawford owes another fight. We were unsure if it was the time length. Did he owe them time? Was it one more fight? How is this going to work? And according to reports, he owes one more fight to Top Rank because he was scheduled to be a free agent in October. So we wasn't sure if he was going to be a free agent in October, or did he still owe them a fight? Okay, regardless if it went into November or not, did he still owe them a fight? What did it come down to? Time, October just ran out, his contract expired, or he owed them a fight. So it seems now we know he owes them one more fight. So we now know that his contract does not expire in October, is that he owes them one more fight. Okay, so it's not coming down to him, we could just get to October, and when we get to October, once October is over, Terence Crawford is leaving Top Rank. Because we want to see Terence Crawford fight the absolute best that's there to offer, okay? We even know that Terence Crawford is on record as stating, I know if I wasn't with Top Rank and I wasn't with Bob Arum, I can make all these fights happen. Now, that's a little conflicting from what he stated when the WBO, World Boxing Organization, sanctioned and ordered Terence Crawford have to face two-time welterweight world champion superstar boxer Showtime Sean Porter in his next fight, and they have to have an agreement within the next 30 days, or is going to go to a purse bid. And Terence Crawford, he stated, well, finally, these fighters now have to. I cornered. Essentially, he cornered a fighter that's going to have to fight him. Okay. So with that said, that's conflicting, because you stated in one sentence that you can make all these fights with, and he also stated, now I got all the top so-called welterweights are going to have to fight me, right? For all this time they've been avoiding me, is what Terence Crawford stated. So Terence Crawford, he stated, all this time the so-called top welterweights have been avoiding me, and now they're going to have to face off against me. And so that's conflicting, because then you can't say, well, I know if I wasn't with Top Rank and Bob Arum, these fights would be made. Well, if the so-called top welterweights have been avoiding you, then they've been avoiding you. But if you wasn't with Top Rank and Bob Arum, then they make the fight. Well, then they haven't been avoiding you. They just don't want to do business with your promoter. Or, dare I say, your promoter, who stated that Sean Porter wasn't worth more than $1 million, and Keith Thurman wasn't worth more than $1 million, and Danny Garcia wasn't worth more than $1 million, but you pay Amir Khan $7 million. Well, that doesn't add up, okay? But when that, we now know that Terence Crawford owes one more fight. So now the WBO has ordered that Terence Crawford and Sean Porter come to an agreement within the next 30 days, or it's going to go to purse bid, which Terence Crawford will automatically receive 60% of whatever, whoever bids on the fight, and whatever numbers are, agreed upon, okay? Who wins the bid of the fight. Example, Teofimo Lopez, he just recently went to a purse bid after, ironically, Top Rank and ESPN and Bob Arum did not want to, overpay for Teofimo Lopez versus his IBF mandatory challenger in George Kambosos Jr., who is an undefeated star Australian boxer. They didn't see the worth in that fight, okay? And Top Rank, ESPN, and Bob Arum, they were unwilling to pay the purses that George Kambosos Jr. and Teofimo Lopez was looking for to make those fights happen, okay? To make that fight happen. So George, according to Bob Arum, he feels as if George Kambosos Jr. and Teofimo Lopez, they colluded because they knew and understood that there was going to be a network and a promotional company willing to bid big money for that fight. And so they essentially agreed to not come to an agreement so that it can go to a purse bid, so that once it goes to a purse bid, they could get the highest percentage of the purse bid, which would see George Kambosos, and Bob Arum was correct, and they were correct, okay? They let it go to a purse bid, and because of that, Teofimo Lopez was set to make $4 million, and George Kambosos Jr. set to make his career high payday of $2 million, as Bob Arum, Top Rank, they bid only $2.3 million, which means that Teofimo Lopez would have gotten maybe $1.5 and $1.7 million, and George Kambosos Jr. would have got, maybe $300,000 to $600,000 for a title fight, okay? Which is, Teofimo Lopez by many is considered to be undisputed. I don't consider him. I consider him to be unified, because the WBC franchise belt should never been introduced to the sport of boxing. So with that said, it went to, a purse bid, and Bob Arum, Top Rank, they bid $2.3 million, and then you had Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn. He came in and he bid 3.2, just enough to outbid Top Rank and ESPN and Bob Arum, which Bob Arum wasn't happy about that. But in the unseen chain of events, Triller, a new streaming app, they came out and they decided to bid a whopping $6 million. Okay, $3 million more than almost $3 million more than Matchroom, and almost $4 million more than Bob Arum and ESPN, in which the platform and Teofimo Lopez is signed to. So, in doing so, they got massive purses, George Kambosos Jr. set to make a total of $2 million guaranteed. That's a huge number for George Kambosos Jr. And for Teofimo Lopez to make, I believe it would have come to it will come to 3.3 million or something of that nature, because he had to pay Top Rank up still a 10% of his purse, which is going to be 700,000, I believe, of the 4 million. So, he's scheduled to make big money, because it went to purse bid. So here you have a situation with Terence Crawford and Sean Porter. If they allow it to go to purse bid, imagine if Triller comes in and bids $6 million for Teofimo Lopez, George Kambosos Jr., which they're having issues now because they can't come to agreement on location. The fight has been rescheduled 3 times, and now it's set to take place August 14th. But looks like that may not happen. Teofimo Lopez is willing to vacate his IBF title. They want the fight to go to Australia. Initially, it was scheduled for June 5th. Now it's scheduled for June 19th. Now it's August 14th. So they hit a snag. Nonetheless, I was using that as a barometer, an example to what could be when it comes to Terence Crawford and Sean Porter. Terence Crawford could allow this, and Sean Porter can allow not to come to an agreement. It goes to a purse bid. Terence Crawford is going to get 60% automatically of whatever purse bid. So the example I just gave you, Teofimo Lopez, he's going to get 60%. So he gets, out of the 6 million, he's going to get 4 million, and George Kambosos Jr. is going to get 2. So imagine if somebody comes in and they bid, $20 million for this fight. Okay, as hypothetically speaking, but let's say they bid $20 million. Well, that means Terence Crawford will get $16 million, and Sean Porter will get $4 million. Still massive purses for both guys. Or let's say it's a more realistic number, $12 million. Okay, well, Terence Crawford at that point in time is going to get, I believe Terence Crawford would get 60% of 12. He would get $8 million, and Sean Porter would get 4 or something of that nature. So those are massive paydays and purses for Sean Porter and Terence Crawford. So long story short, we now know that Terence Crawford owes a fight. It's not October date. So the October date is false. He just simply owes them another fight. That fight could take place in December. Okay, it could take place whenever. He owes them another fight. And this fight here with Sean Porter, he can fight Sean Porter. It goes to a purse bid, pays Top Rank their percentage. That's one more fight for Top Rank. I don't know how that works, because he would pay their percentage. So for him to have another fight and pay them a percentage, that would be another fight that he owes them, right? He would pay his essentially his taxes to them, and then he's gone. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all we got for y'all. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.